love what we do here, please consider backing us on Patreon. Please take a second and click the thumbs up. It really helps us out.
Мы так долго были в отключке, а у меня совершенно не...
I like your hair a lot better like this.
Welcome to the first official new episode of Crime Coverage, as you saw by the new intro. Special shout out again to Blow the Lights for making these new intros for us. However, we owe him another thank you because he did some editing for this episode, and you were probably asking yourself from that cold opening, wait a second, I've seen this before, but she looked a little different. Well, we got to do what we got to do for advertiser-friendly guidelines, folks. So we're going to check these scenes out. These are from a Ukrainian TV series that aired about 4 years ago called Bad Good Cop. So let's check these out.
Ну, не об этом. Синяки. Но не в том смысле, в котором... Ну, давайте добавим немножечко конкретики. Иногда их избивали до такой степени. И вот они возвращаются домой. И вы думаете, что-то меняется? Нет? Никогда не меняется. Вы... Тук-тук-тук.
Действительно, единицы.
Конечно.
Так давайте я расскажу все журналисту. Но только теперь правду, или и все будут спасены.
Нет, нет, вы знаете, я не люблю прессу. Об этом расскажете вы. Но только потом.
Кстати, что будет с этими людьми, которые причиняли столько страдания им?
Что рядом с ними не будет их жертв.
А четвертая девушка? Четвертая девушка. И от этого вы знали об этом?
Потом узнал, что случается и такое. Никто не застрахован от ошибок, даже я.
Они вам нужны? Единицы.
Конечно.
Так давайте я расскажу все журналисту. Но только теперь правду, или и все будут спасены.
Нет, нет, вы знаете, я не люблю прессу. Об этом расскажете вы. Но только потом.
С этими людьми, которые причиняли столько страдания им.
Наказаны тем, что рядом с ними не будет их жертв.
А четвертая девушка? Четвертая девушка. И от этого вы знали об этом?
Потом узнал, что случается и такое. Никто не застрахован от ошибок, даже я. Печально. Печально, мне так...
Красиво вы здесь отдыхаете.
Keep your hands where I can see them. No, listen, the editing had to be done. I know some of you are probably complaining, oh, why do you do this? Well, if you want to see the unedited version, you can head over to Patreon right now, become a $2 patron. Not only could you get the unedited version, but you would have got early access to it for a mere $2 a month. So that's something to think about to show your support around here. You may have also been asking yourself, was that really only a 1-star scene? Because this was the first episode in a new 5-episode cycle. And the reason I picked, is it a 1-star scene? No, it's definitely better than that. I chose it for the opening of this cycle, a lot of which because of the editing, because it wasn't the original scene. I also did not do the recording, hence why there's not much context. You know, I added in the gunshot with the audio effects because they didn't even record the guy going down. I tried getting it myself from the official Ukrainian TV network, but I didn't have a Ukrainian VPN, so I couldn't get in. So I did what I got to do. The editing, the episode, isn't as good as it could have been, so that's why it's opening this up. Also because it's the first official crime coverage episode, and I wanted it to be a little exciting. So, got this out. Pretty good stuff. Again, thanks to Blow the Lights for doing the editing on that. And now I'm going to head into commentary.
And welcome to the highlights here, the commentary of Bad Good Cop, our first ever Ukrainian scene here on the KK. So as I start watching this,
I mean, the first thing that is going to jump out is the damsel herself. Natalka Denisenko, who, like I mentioned on her Instagram, spells it Natalka with a K. This woman is phenomenal. Rare do we see a redhead here on this show, and this Ukrainian redhead is special. Yeah, I did not, like I said, I did not record these scenes. I wish I could have, because I would have real context, and I'm sure this would have came out much better. Shout out to Blow the Lights for doing the advertiser-friendly edit on it. But the first thing you're going to see, you're just going to notice how phenomenal this woman is. The duct tape gag is excellent for basically the whole time the show. You really can't say anything bad about that. Her acting, her eyes, everything, when she's being threatened with a knife, she's top of the line. I mean, she's a 5-star damsel. The scenes themselves are not really 5-star. It's very short. Like I said, because I don't have the context, because we had to do the editing, I couldn't. I figured it was good to just, let's start off a cycle with this and get it out there. The good parts are extremely special. The problem is there's not as many good parts for this episode as there could have been, I feel like. I feel like there was definitely a lot of lost potential here. Probably also, the one thing that just ruins it for me in a lot of ways are unfortunately the editing blocks it out a lot, but the bound knees, it's stupid. You've heard me talk about the elbows and the knees before. That is typical bondage pornographer traits, which is probably who recorded this, probably a bondage pornographer. That's why there's no context why the edit came out so bad. Real DIDs don't include bound elbows and knees. There's no reason for it. It looks bad. It just doesn't, it's just no good. That's probably the biggest downside to this. And loosely bound wrists are showed once. But other than that, I mean, if you just pay attention to her above the neck, which is a lot of all you can really see with the custom edit here. I mean, she's top of the line damsel, 5-star damsel for sure. And then when the gag does come off at the end, you can see this is a beautiful woman. So we were very fortunate just to get to see a beautiful redhead like this in these type of scenes. So I got to give it plenty of credit. So that's what we got here. I mean, like I said, it's got its shortcomings, but the damsel is excellent. The scenes itself are not so good, which is why it's up here at the front of the cycle. But hopefully, maybe at some point we'll get to see Natalka again. And back to the TV. And there you have it. That was the gorgeous Natalka Denisenko, Ukrainian actress. Now, I went to her official Instagram page, and she spells her name Natalka with a K. Maybe that's her real name, and Natalia is a stage name. With the international actresses and the IMDb page and the Wikipedia pages, you can't really give them any credibility. Natalia Bardot, the last Natalia who was on here. IMDb spells her first name with a Y-Y-L-A. Her Instagram says Natalia. I think she knows how to spell her name better than anybody, so I don't know. The Wikipedia was spelled that way as well, so the IMDb and Wikipedia were different. I don't know. But this show, Bad Good Cop, it was short-lived, I believe, in the Ukraine about 4 years ago. These are very memorable, for sure. Is the unedited version better than the edited version? Well, seeing an annoying black blur is not always fun, but, I mean, I mean, she's wearing lingerie. It's really nothing incredible. The scene itself, she's great. The acting is great. The scene itself is pretty good. So I thought this was a good way to kick off our first official crime coverage episode. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Hope you enjoyed the scenes. I'm going to run through again the highlights, and we'll catch you in the next one.
смысле, в котором никогда не меняется. Вы...
Единица. Так давайте я расскажу все журналисту. Но только теперь правду, или и все будут спасены.
Нет, нет, вы знаете, я не люблю прессу. Об этом расскажете вы, но только потом.
Стойте, что будет с этими людьми, которые причиняли столько страдания им?
Я не люблю прессу. Об этом расскажете вы. Я не люблю прессу. Об этом расскажете вы. Наказаны тем, что рядом с ними не будет их жертв.
А четвертая девушка? Четвертая девушка. И от этого вы знали об этом?
Потом узнал, что случается и такое. Никто не застрахован от ошибок, даже я.
Они вам нужны.
If you love what we do here, please consider backing us on Patreon.